Oh, did
What
I
is
tell
up,
you?
whoa, sorry, my bad. What is
Go
up,
ahead.
everybody? Welcome to Middle Age Apocalypse. Welcome to episode 6. I'm Greg. This is Al. I was trying to be more chipper, but that much. Oh boy. Yeah. So Al's feeling better. Welcome back.
Yeah,
That was kind of
I just
torturous
shit,
doing a solo.
I just shit and pissed my entire body out, in like 48 hours. It was super fun. Super fun. Like, puked like 10 times, and, until the point where your lips start peeling and you're like, okay, there's literally no liquid in my body, and oh my God! You try to just reach a glass of water, and then you puke up said glass of water. Yeah, that kind of dehydration.
Yeah, putting
Just,
liquid in just to have
uh,
something in there.
just,
Yeah.
or, it was just fucking horrible, brother. I don't even.
Uh,
Anyways, keep going.
I cut you off there at the intro. Was there something you were gonna say?
Oh yeah, dude, I got a fucking Warhammer, custom made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at this fucking thing.
Oh,
Oh
that's cool. Oh boy, don't drop that on your toes.
no, no, that's why I got a sheath for it.
Thank goodness. That's sick.
I'm smarter than that, but wait, look at dude, look
Ooh,
at that sheen on
that's
that
sharp,
fucking
huh?
wicked. And then there's a full hammerhead on the
That's
backside,
beautiful.
right? They're made to order, dude. They have these like ones that sprayed some paint on it and put an accent, and it's like $220. This was with the fucking sheath was $65.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So I mean, if you want to be a fucking preppy clown that's never gonna use it, spend the $220 and hang it on the wall in your fucking dorm room. I'm gonna
There you
use
go.
that motherfucker. I'm gonna use that motherfucker. I'm gonna throw that. I was talking to Rylan earlier about that thing, and I was like, dude, if I just literally just threw that, like, say if like a CVS or a Walgreens was getting robbed, and I just threw that through the,
Right.
and people just trying to just digest it, like, just because the earth is flat. It's like, for one, that's the dumbest thing anyone's ever fucking conjured up in their brain that doesn't really work. And two, how would it flow through the atmosphere? Because
Well,
it
that's the
wouldn't.
thing. The flat earthers, I believe, if anyone's can prove, say otherwise in the comments, please. But I believe that they believe space is fake, that it doesn't exist, that we're just in this domed, some type of firmament, and then outside that, I'm not sure what. I think some of them think it's water.
That's relative, but I don't think there's literally zero possibility that space does not exist. And I'll tell you why. The reason why is because if, per se, you wanted to control a society, what do they do from the bottom level up? What are they doing right now? Every time you try to make a step ahead, they knock you back down. So
Fair.
I've been saying what have I been saying the entire time, Greg? We're just a science experiment. So if we're not allowed to explore poles, north and south,
Right? That
what
is
are they?
odd. And for every single country on Earth to agree not to go there.
What are they
I mean,
doing?
we never agree on everything. That's not a thing.
Correct. Correct. So that's what I'm getting at. It's like I think it just goes back to the sentient being conversation that we had regarding Atlantis. I don't know, probably second or third podcast, whatever it was. But I think it just goes back to that. It's like those were the ideal humans. They survived. They have connection with the outside galaxies, and we're just the ants. And they're just like, what are they gonna do next? That's
Now,
horrible.
do you
How are they gonna?
believe in that? Do you know the story of like the Nephilim being, the Anunnaki made us, and then they started mating with humans, and that made the Nephilim the supposed giants, and then they wiped all of them out with a massive flood. So goes the story, but I believe in every religion's biblical text. It says every one of them says something about a flood, um,
Right, exactly.
wiping everything out. So that would, fall flooded and lost in the sea.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, that's what we talked about when I initially brought this up. What do we initially do when we need food? We gravitate towards the ocean because it's easy catching. You toss a line, boom, there's the fish. Enough food for a family. That's all you need. One big striper is all you need. So that's what I'm saying. The smartest ones were the ones that survived. And I really think that they got to the point that they were able to transcend common thinking regarding all of it: levitation, concentration, everything.
Telepathy.
Telepathy, yes, exactly. Because we on average, we both looked it up, and it was what, like 10.5% of our brain on average that
Something
we use.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Tibetan monks use like 70. And that's why they're so hidden, because Xi Jinping wants to kill all of them. So no one knows how these little guys that never fucking talk to anyone and are celibate just can either melt through 12 feet of snow without getting any ice burn, or levitate into the fucking sky and literally fly. They don't want anyone to know that those guys know how to do that shit. And that's reality. That's real shit. And that's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy, bro. Like,
Now, okay, so flat Earth aside, do you believe these stories between Admiral Byrd and that other one I posted in episode 5.5, where they're going one I think one was in a plane. Admiral Byrd, I believe, was in a plane, and then this other guy was on a boat, but they found some type of passage to other lands. Do you think that's what they know, that some type of passage exists to another place somehow, whether it's through a portal or inner Earth, or even the say that weird big flat Earth map is real, and there are all these other lands. Um, do you believe any of those things?
I think that there's a surrounding around the North and South Pole of SAM sites that if you try to fuck around, you're gonna find out. You ain't gonna fly by it unless you have like the most grounded clearance of clearance. So you're gonna try to fly up there and they're gonna shoot you down. And you're never gonna
Right.
be heard from or seen from again. Fabricated stories gonna be told about your tragic fucking whatever. And that's why I was so happy that RFK Jr. fucking went with Trump, really, because that motherfucker's entire life and current life has been fucked by the CIA. They have buried all the truth the entire time. So you get someone like that as the CIA director, right? He's just going to be like, what else can I uncover? And what are we doing in the North and the South Pole? and then it's
Yeah.
gonna, dude. I mean, it's like, what was the dinosaur 3D movie with Ray Romano, the mammoth?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. My kids, I used to watch that with my kids all the time.
Ice Age.
Ice Age,
Fucking
right?
Ice Age. Yeah.
Hmm.
So what? There was the number three was was when the Ice Age was relapsing and it was all melting, right?
Right. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I think is going to happen with the CIA if Trump appoints Junior as the director, which he totally should. I mean, he totally, dude, that dude fucking hates the CIA. Imagine living in the spotlight for 70 fucking years with cameras and papers in your face and then being able to be like, fuck you at the highest level. Dude,
Right.
dude, and he's got balls, man. I couldn't, that motherfucker could do more push-ups than I can. He's jacked. He's ripped. What is he, like 75? He's a
Something like that.
beast, man. He's a fucking beast. I saw this video the other day. He was on like a fucking dinghy and he did a backflip off it. And I was like, I'd fucking probably knock myself out and just completely fail at what that guy just did. He's like three times my age. I mean, I think that, dude, this is the best thing that has happened in politics in a long time. And I don't care what happens. I don't. I mean, I do, of course, but I don't. Because we
Well,
all know what's going to happen. There's going to be a bunch of cheating and a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of Dominion fucking, the machines failed and we couldn't count the votes in time. It's like, yeah, there's only been one election in history where it took 2 weeks to figure out who the fucking president was. And that was the last one. I mean, 2016, next morning, first thing in the morning, Donald Trump's president. That's how it's always been. Why do we have to wait? Arizona, Kerry Lake. Why do we gotta wait 3 weeks?
yeah, wow.
So fat little Katie Hobbs can fucking drool over a donut on her desk, and once the fucking verdict finally comes in, she can just suckle it because it's already moist because she's been drooling all over it. Like, yeah, I'm over it. I'm over it.
So we can definitely talk about RFK if you want, but
Yeah, yeah.
so just to close out this topic, do you think that there's some type of passage up there that they're hiding that leads to some possibly alien world inside this planet or something like that?
I think there's an administrative plan at the north and the south that connect. They don't have to try. It's probably kinetic. They don't really have to use anything that we could tap into, basically. They can just, you know, they kinetically can react to situations. So the North and the South Pole are just, they're always on point. They're like a very fine tuned group of like Marine Corps special forces in the fucking field, you know. They they don't need us. They don't need the higher ups. They don't need anyone to tell them what to do. They go by instinct. So what I think is that these motherfuckers, they have us by the balls because they don't really necessarily need to answer to anybody. So that is like the precipice. And then it goes a lot deeper. But what I'm just going to say before we get that deep is that the way it gets deep is that they're just the messengers. There's purveyors and then there's gods. They're up in the sky. These motherfuckers blocked off the North and the South Pole and they have these cities of gods. They these amazing places. that we can never visit, and we're like, oh, it's a wall of ice. Oh, the planet must be flat. It's the same way on the other side. It's like, you might be retarded, and go talk to a therapist about that, because
So you think it's some type of technology there with some type of special forces teams there or something? I'm just trying to understand.
I just think it's a few generations ahead of us that have way more technology than we do, that report to some alien colony,
Okay.
and they're basically the purveyors and the minions for said aliens that probably live for thousands of years.
So you think those
Okay,
stories, like the accounts of these people, are just propaganda? I mean, they're
possibly,
old
but
stories, but
if you think about it, like, okay, let's go, let's go. So, like Thor, for example, a beautiful creature, right? But he's like 5,000 years old. And that's like when you get your driver's license on this planet. When you put the books together, it's like you do the math, think about it. We're literally ants. We live seconds compared to the years that these supposed gods live. And there's evidence of, like I said on the last podcast, there's evidence on the fucking moon of war. I mean, so who fought that war? Why did the cameras get cut off so quick? They didn't go to the dark side of the moon. So when you add it all up, there's definitely correspondence with stronger beings than us that are pulling the strings. They're figuring that out. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it, man, but there's definitely purveyors that are pulling our heartstrings and our mind strings. When we think for ourselves, that's when they react, and we're not gonna know it because they're doing it through crazy shit, like fucking Bill Gates buying 300 million acres of farmland and putting vaccines into fucking vegetables.
yeah, that's it's fucked up. That is fucked up, and it's weird.
It's disgusting. Calm her down, and be like, "Who's the stranger?" And then she'll be like, "Now we're familiar."
She'll probably start barking at you. I
Probably.
I got a She found a toad in the yard the other day and started giving her alarm bark at it. I go over
Yeah.
there, it's a freaking toad like this. Like, good girl.
Is it? Oh, honey. You're funny. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. I dropped you on your back. It's alright, buddy. She won't hurt you.
You found the toad.
Yep.
Oh,
Wait,
the only thing in my
where did we track off? I don't remember.
uh
Where did we track off? We totally tracked off like hard. I don't have
we
a
were
faint
talking
idea.
we were talking about Antarctica and then RFK and then Antarctica again. And
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
I think we
that's a
left
very
off there.
is my camera height good?
Yeah, you look pretty good.
Okay.
Can see your handsome face.
I just didn't, because you always tell me to keep lowering it. I didn't know if the top of my head was cut off again.
Well, top on my screen, the top of your head is cut off. Yes, it's
But
better than normal.
when
Usually, I
you put
see from the nose down.
but when you post it though, it ain't.
When it does the Spotify post, we're side by side. So that seems to be fine. It shows more.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
just when I post the YouTube shorts, one of our few commenters said something about your head being chopped off. He's like, get your camera angles right.
Oh fucking snob.
It was funny though. I like that we're getting some engagement.
No, yeah, totally. But I just like want to twist that 19-year-old's ankle just for fun and make him say uncle.
uh, yeah.
Say uncle. No, but
Um,
that's a very fucking important thing because so all right, pull back the bullshit. We're gonna deep dive right quick. So we already went over that ancient astronaut theory. We already went over the premise of why are there pyramids that everyone is excavating all around the globe when there's only 30 million people in actuality, is what they assume, right? So if all these pyramids that were being built the same, why were they built the same, exactly the same way, all the way across the galaxy? And why were all the stone carvings exactly the same? A man floating in the sky with a fucking strobe or a phone, whatever you want to call it, flashlight, doesn't matter. And he could just be like, zap, and just kill everyone. So, are we really still trying to tell ourselves that before the Ice Age, humans weren't flying?
yeah, there is. There is some
How does
evidence to suggest that we've just cycled through over and over and over with our technology. So it's more than likely it's happened.
But it was like a 10,000 year period that nobody talks about anymore. Graham Hancock, Joe Rogan, and what's the weather guy's name there? They've all talked about it. It's like that the amount of time it takes to build these structures, not only that, but they weren't just they weren't just tombs back then. They were castles that held like hundreds to thousands of humans. You know, that's where the army lived, and they built aqueducts. And people are like, oh, well, the Amazon River. Like, yo, the Amazon, like, that's such a joke. And same as the Euphrates. Like, 1 million pounds of sand, of course, and then the Amazon, like 1 million pounds of soil that just builds up, and the rainforest just people just keep saying, "Oh, the planet just gets smaller." I
Keep
know,
talking.
no, it's like no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It gets bigger. The planet grows with humans. What do we fertilize plants with when we want someone to disappear? If you're in the mafia, a chopped up body, and you feed it flowers in a flower shop in fucking North Boston or North Providence. And then you sell said flowers and you know where the DNA is. I mean, it's kind of an unwritten rule that's been done for, I don't know, 5, 6 thousand fucking years. Infect the person with the infected, and then we can fake the DNA. I mean, dude, like people think like blood work is like this new thing. Like, yo, are you retarded? They knew fucking DNA thousands of years ago.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
She was
But I'm
whining
just,
inside and whining outside.
that's what they do. I was just griping about how, I mean, people think like DNA and fingerprinting and all that is like a new technology. It's like, dude, no, it ain't. They've been doing that for thousands of fucking years. Like we we we've been tracing DNA for 25,000 fucking years. People think it's like this new 200 years ago, scientists in France, like, shut your fucking dome. No one wants to hear what the fuck you're talking about right now. Because you're full of shit and you don't even fucking know what you're talking about. It's just so dumb. And then when it comes to, like, technology with, like, so that's what I was also saying, like, the Euphrates in Egypt and the Amazon River with the aqueducts, like, 15, 20,000 years ago. We don't even do that shit anymore.
Right.
We don't even do that. What the fuck is that about? That doesn't even make sense. So like so for example, everyone on the left is like the Keystone Pipeline is horrifying. And it's like, what are you talking about, dude? It's just oil independency. We don't have to buy it from other countries. Like, just deplete our resources. What do we like? Who cares? Like, why are we gonna pay more money to other countries? That's like me growing vegetables and selling them for more money, so I lose money. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, the individuals are probably making money by keeping that shut down by certain companies or industries.
Yeah, you really, or their lives are just threatened, and they're like, we'll take
Right.
your little boy, your little girl, and your wife, and we'll string them up in your living room, and you can watch them gag to death. That's what
Jesus.
they fuck, dude. I mean, yo, if we're gonna be real, we gotta be real, and that's what these fucking people do. They're disgusting individuals, and they hire the worst people on the planet that are disbarred, disbanded, like Chechnyan rebels, dude. Give one of them $5 grand, they'll kill anyone. They don't care. Even if it's the fucking president, they don't care. $5 grand. I mean, dude, those guys are absolutely fucking batshit crazy. They don't fucking. So if we're gonna be real when it comes to these conversations, we have to really dig down and get to the key points because the people that are behind the curtains, they're literally just pulling puppet strings, and the people that are pulling their puppet strings, those are the tall whites, the alphas, the lizard men, the fucking weirdos that live in the North and South Pole that we can't get to. They make dumb people think the planet is flat. It's like, dude, we would tumble into nothing and explode in a minute if the planet wasn't round. That's
Well,
not how.
that's the thing. They think that space is fake.
Yeah, well, that's not how physics works. So, what's outside of the bubble? Space is fake? What's outside of the bubble? More space? So, space! What?
Well, I think they like to take a portion of the Bible to support their argument on that about the firmament, there being a firmament, and that I think the Bible says that there's water
Yeah, that
outside of
angers.
that. So I think they usually fall on that
The
when
Bible was
challenged.
talking. The Bible was talking about water outside of fucking Jerusalem, not fucking the planet. They were talking about the oceans surrounding the fucking Holy Land. It had nothing to do with space. People just multiply this shit into the weirdest ways so they can have a celebrity sign their stupid fucking book that has no relevance to actuality. Think about it. Oh, really? Huh. It's all just water. Well, if we're underwater, then why am I not fucking a dolphin right now? Aren't they the most aren't they the most loving creatures on the planet? I thought. Like,
You're not
What?
allowed to interact with dolphins. It's against the law.
This says who?
I think it's a federal law not to
Yeah,
interact with
well,
dolphins because they're so smart. That's what I think. Because they can actually communicate with us if we, I don't know, if we allow them to, or if we're at a.
I can shoot whoever the fuck I want, and I can fuck whatever the fuck I want. I'm not a fucking American, okay? You understand that?
Okay.
I believe in God. I believe in our fucking rights. I believe in our amendments. And if a dolphin wants to bang you when you're drunk and you wake up and you're like, oh my God, a dolphin fucking banged me, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to judge you. What the fuck? Think about politicians in Epstein Island. Well, let's go there. Juicy. Juicy. Uh, think about how many times Bill Clinton probably woke up drunk with fucking jizz everywhere with a fucking drugged out dolphin next to him. I know, I'm getting a little Alex Jones here. But
Just along for
seriously,
the ride here.
I mean, who knows how weird and crazy they got? That's the whole thing. I mean, I used to think we all me, you, fucking Ryland and Hayes would all wake up same bed after blowing yak all night. Fuck, we need a bacon, egg, and cheese and some fucking nips. We lived through it. We lived through it. So who knows what those fucking weirdos do, man? But I think, all comedy aside, I really think that there is two different universes, not universes,
Dimensions?
societies rather,
Oh, okay.
in the North and South Pole. They work together, and I guarantee it looks probably, if you can get to it, it looks some shit like, what the fuck is Thor's planet called?
I don't know.
Come on. No. You know what it is.
Not a huge Marvel guy. I don't know it.
Oh, I forgot. You fucking punk ass bitch. Alright, hold
He doesn't like the
on.
fact that I'm not into Marvel movies.
Not at all. Not in the slightest. I mean, fucking.
Deadpool, I make sure to watch every one of those. So.
Well, you need to watch. You need to watch Iron Man 2 when he's like
I think I
single,
saw that.
single and hammered all the time, like just drunk as fuck, and Sam Jackson keeps bugging him, and he's like lying on top of the donut shop in LA, and he's like, fuck off,
But
just
was
eating
that his
donuts.
last one before he left?
No, that was before the Avengers started. The Avengers
Oh,
started
right.
with Iron Man, yeah.
I think that was one of the last one of the last ones I watched. I
Alright, you.
assumed your video went out because you were Googling something, but is there another reason?
No,
Oh,
I'm here.
there we go.
What was it? What the fuck? I just see now I got all discombobulated. What the fuck was I supposed to be Googling?
Oh, I thought you were looking up Thor's home planet.
Ragnarok. Fuck's sake. See, I didn't
Oh,
even have to
right,
Google
right.
it. Now that you said it. Yeah, Ragnarok. But it's like, you know, that's honestly that's what I see is like there's lots of evidence, especially now that we know that there were wars fought on the moon, and that's why they didn't go to the south side of the moon. There's evidence that we're just insects. We're mice. We're in a training facility. We're being observed by absolute beings that live for, I don't know, I'd say anywhere from 2,000 to 10 million fucking, or not 10 million, 2,000 to 10,000 years. And we're a science experiment. So they just inject us. And Rachel Levine, I believe she's a British reporter. I listened to what she had to say earlier today. she has done so much research on this reciprocating sensical hierarchy of power, and it's just basically every 70 years we flip flop, and it goes back to where it used to be. Then we have some big war, and then fucking there's peace, and then 70 years later there's another huge war. We're mice, dude. We're fucking mice in a box trying to find the cheese, trying to find the peanut. It's what it is. The North and the South Pole are bases for our alien parents who made us into humans. Like we talked about in the last podcast. Why the fuck are we humans and there's still chimpanzees? We came from chimps. Why the fuck are there still chimps? Why aren't they humans too? That doesn't make any sense. That's the
I
biggest
heard they're going.
lie.
I think it was Rogan saying that they're going through or he thinks they're going through their Stone Age right now because they're using tools and shit.
That's bullshit. They're just getting trained. If you and I gave up our day jobs and worked at a fucking zoo, you think honestly, doing what I've done my entire life, you think I couldn't train a fucking chimpanzee to swing a hammer properly?
I
Get the
think this
fuck
is
out of here.
referencing not a hammer. I'm saying tools like I think this is from them studying these animals in the wild. Um, he always references the picture of the orangutan using a spear to hunt fish in a river.
They've done that for 70 million years. It's not new.
I don't know.
There's evidence of it. There's evidence of it. Dude, they've done that forever. Lucy is young. Lucy is not the product. She's not the first human. She's young. She's way too young. Humans have been around for what do they say? She's like 75 million years old and a perfect dude. She's fucking like 275 million years old. Motherfucker, Sodom and Gomorrah happened in fucking 75,000 fucking BC. Fuck's sake. So you're talking about a hairy creature that kind of looks like a human, and then 200 million years, and then they're fighting a holy war, and now we're still fighting the same holy war today. It's all scripted bullshit. Period. The Highway to Hell, brother. The fucking what is that movie called? The space one. The book was written about it before.
Dune?
No, no. The fucking the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, right.
It's all true. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. They're like at the end of the movie, like that's what you think your world looks like. Well, it takes us 5 minutes, and we just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and boom, there's your universe. And
Is
it's
that the
like
one where they're playing marbles at the end of it? The aliens are playing marbles? Oh no, that's Men in Black.
that's
I'm
Men in
thinking of.
Black. Yeah,
Yeah.
Men in Black.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's probably part of it. Why would that be so hard to shy away from? I mean, do you understand a fucking dude? If we have the horrifying technology now that we can create a black hole, do you know what that does? If we
It's pretty
act,
scary. I know that.
if we activate that, like, do you know what could happen? If we activate a proton continuum system that can literally within seconds create a black hole and move this planet to nobody knows where in the galaxy.
You're
Just
talking on the particle collider,
yes. Yep.
CERN.
So
Yeah.
So if they fuck around and they keep fucking around with that, I mean, we could just it would literally, that was the whole point of Endgame. That was the whole point.
Any
Thanos.
game, is that a movie?
You didn't see. I know you're a fuck's sake, Greg.
What?
Oh, I'm gonna slap you so fucking. You didn't see I know it's a Marvel movie and you're fucking.
End game? You saying end game?
Yes. What'd you think I was saying?
I thought you said any game. No, I didn't see end game.
I'm gonna punch you so hard. Like, I'm gonna punch
Mm.
you, like, through your body. You, you're just gonna disintegrate into the cosmos. You fucking. Dude, no. So, yeah, everything is just ended in the snap of a second. But they've done. In reality, yeah, okay, whatever, that's a movie. But in reality, you've done the homework, and that's literally possible. Like this, if somebody was smart enough, and I guarantee you, there's been like 19 Chinese children around the age of like 12 that have fucking figured this shit out. They were murdered and sent into fucking sex slave, but there's it's just endless possibilities. They can just, if they turn on one of them quantum accelerators, they can open a black hole and this planet could just literally disappear and no one knows where it's going to go. It could go somewhere where we can breathe or where everything that needs oxygen just floats away and it becomes a dead star. And that's literally reality.
Is that
That's
how they found
fucking
element?
terrifying.
That is. Is that how they found element 115? Was using that thing, particle collider?
Element 115, what was that one?
Um, that's the element that people accuse Bob Lazar of stealing from his job when he worked at Area 51.
Oh, I don't
Um,
care about any of that because I love Bob Lazar and I back him and I don't listen to any backlash that comes to him. That man
well,
speaks the fucking truth.
he's talked about that element that they claimed was used to propel these craft, and
Right.
then like what was it, like 20 years later they discovered it in the particle collider, I think.
Yeah, like right around the time we were fucking born.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Well, that's when he was working
Mid
there,
80s.
around the time we
Mid
were born. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it existed, but they didn't like discover it until like 20 years after that, something like that.
They didn't discover it. That's such a fucking lie. They knew
Shit's
about it the
wild.
whole time. They just didn't want to break the fucking news that they had the technology to be like, well,
Well, they knew it
that
existed,
was
but they figured out how to like make it, is what I'm saying. Like they
fake.
discovered or yeah, they had to collide certain particles together to create this element that
Right. What the fuck?
is,
Why is this going snappy? Oh, there it
yeah,
goes.
you're losing your connection on mine.
No, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Okay, so wait, they discovered what?
So I think they discovered how to create the element, is what I'm saying. Like they knew it existed from these alien craft, but weren't able to reproduce it.
Oh, so it's kind of like the fucking shit in the Avengers, whatever the fuck that blue thing. Well, yeah, you don't watch Marvel, but
Yeah, I'm
whatever.
sure there's a reference to it. They always drop shit like that in movies here and there.
But let's just call it something impenetrable and indestructible. What was that? Whoa, that's actually a real element, I believe. Adamantium. Isn't that a
Oh,
real
okay.
thing that, like, you can't? It's like you could collapse it with like 1,000 stars into something the size of a BB, and it would. It's dude. It's so fucking weird. That shit doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you could take a humongous steel building and just collapse it and make it the size of a BB, and it will weigh 22,000 pounds. It's like, what? Excuse me?
That's
What
pretty
the fuck
wild.
did you? Well, it's science. I looked it through. It's like, it's true. It's fucked up. But I'm like, what is anyone gonna do with a 20,000 pound fucking BB? What are you gonna shoot that fucking thing with? You know,
Right.
it's not
A
like.
cannon.
I mean, maybe on a good day, if he was in the mood and he wasn't fucking hammered, Thor would show up. Fuck you, Thor, because Marvel's way cooler, and he'd just be like, hammer, boom, and just fucking destroy like 1,000 enemies in one swing. That'd be advantageous, wouldn't it?
Sounds like
What
a
do you?
cool guy.
Why do you hate Marvel?
It's not that I
Yeah,
hated it. It just got so it felt so like Hollywood, and then it felt repetitive, and it just got to be too much. And my kids weren't into it. If they had been into it, I probably would have watched more of it. But yeah, I don't know. There was so much to watch. It's right when all these streaming services started booming too, and there's just so much stuff to watch.
right. Yeah.
I don't know. It just worked out that way. But
I,
Deadpool, I love. I don't know. Something about the R rating drew me back in rather.
I think if you just watch what the fuck? Why is there? Okay, that's a warranty issue. Why is there rust on my stainless?
That's
No,
not
I think
good.
if you, that's fine. I think if you like the way I always get people into it that are like, oh, I always wanted to get into that. It's like, look, you just gotta start with Iron Man. That's all it is. I mean, who doesn't like fucking Tony Stark? Who doesn't like him as an actor? Period. So start him off with the first one. He breaks himself out of jail, does this rudimentary bullshit rocket system, and blasts out of there and blows all up his own fucking product. And then's like, I'm never building another missile again. And it's like that was the start of the franchise. That
Yeah.
was that was period. That movie was the start of the second generation because the first generation sucked. I mean, what?
Those old
Fucking.
Hulk movies and stuff.
I like the one with Ed Norton was great. I like that one.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I saw that.
I was surprised when the Avengers came out and they didn't use him as the Hulk and they replaced him with whatever the fuck his name is. But and dude, you know what really annoys me is that it came down to fucking politics. It's so gay. It's like, dude, you just reinvigorated a fucking This is the Hulk. This is 100-year-old Marvel character that you're gonna rewrite again because of fucking political beliefs and religious beliefs.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's silly.
I just, it was hard. It took me. Took me a year to watch the first Avengers because of that shit. I was like, yo, no one cares about that. Like,
Mark,
have you
Mark something, Mark something with a G.
Zuckerberg?
No, the guy who plays him now, or
Fuck's sake.
it's
Yeah,
Mark something.
I had it right in my mind, but when people ask me questions, I
I
always
keep thinking Garoppolo, but that's a word.
forget. No, fuck, it was right on the tip of my tongue. Fuck, look it up. Fuck's sake, Greg. No fucking make
Oh
me get
boy.
mad. I'm already cleaning the gun. I shouldn't have to clean it. Fuck's
Oof.
sake. Don't worry, I removed the cylinder and the bullets. Fuck's sake. I don't hear any
Mark.
fucking. I want to hear any granny fucking bullshit from you. Yeah,
Who
you take
plays
the
Hulk
bullets
now?
out.
I can't do the Google listening. Trying to do the Google microphone.
What
No.
do you mean you can't?
Who plays
Just look
Hulk?
up the name of the fucking
Oh,
actor.
Ruff.
Mark Ruffalo. There you go.
Oh my God, there's so many.
Yo, he's
Fucking.
doing like I love him as Hulk for the most part, but like, yo, the shit he's been doing is like, yo, stop it. Like, I don't care if you're gay. I don't give a shit who you fuck. I don't give a shit who you suck. Just be straight up. But this motherfucker's like, I support Joe Biden. And he like takes his shirt off. It's the most awkward shit I've ever seen. Like, what are these
Who
people doing? Like,
does
they're
this
like,
Eric Bana guy play him now?
no, I think it's still Ruffalo.
Oh, Bana is from Hulk. Oh, that was the solo.
First one, 2005, I think. And Banner's from Australia. He
Right,
played,
he's goofy looking guy.
he played Chopper. When Chopper was a real dude. Oh, you want to play a little chop chop now? He's a
He's a
fucking
good he's a bad guy, like creepy. Like I've seen him in something like where he's a creepy like sex
Chopper.
offender or something.
Chopper fucked the dude. It was probably Chopper. He fucked
What
everybody
movie
up.
is
So
that?
he's a fucking Chopper. It's Banner, and he was at like I don't
Is
know
that the name of the
weird.
movie?
Yeah, it's just called Chopper, and
Huh.
it's based on a real Australian hardcore gangster motherfucker named Mark Chopper Reed. His name is
Hmm.
Mark Reed, but his nickname was Chopper. And he just walk around, people want to fuck with him, and he just come out the shadows and be like, "Want a little chop chop now? Huh? Do we want a little chop chop now? Huh?" He's like
Whoa,
super
that's
super
no.
intense, like scare the shit out. You just be like, "Yo, here's my gun and my knife. I don't want to fight you."
This dude is way bigger than that guy.
What, the real Mark Reed?
I don't know, the guy in this chopper, like the poster, doesn't look like Bana. Chopper
Well,
cast. Eric Bana, he plays Mark Brandon.
Chopper. Yeah, he's the lead character. Yeah, they do that.
Uh, huh, weird. So Mark Brandon is Chopper.
Yep,
Wow, he's super chubby. Or I guess
he's a
he's just
beast.
built.
He's a
That
beast.
doesn't look anything like him. That's so odd.
It's
Huh.
fucking crazy, dude. And it's so funny because like just his like demeanor is exactly like the real Chopper. There's a historical documentary on him, and it's just like he was basically like the gangster Mike Tyson of Australia.
Huh.
Yo, Chop came around the corner, you're running for your car. And he'd just come around the corner and he'd just be doing this. Little chop now, huh? Who owes me money, motherfuckers?
That's funny.
Dude, he
I
was
have
a
to watch that
fucking.
just to see him because it's so weird. It looks like a completely different person. It's so
Oh,
odd.
yeah, dude. Oh, dude, he's a fucking animal. That was one of his. Eric Banner, right? That was one of his best roles he ever did. Shit, you not. I mean,
Oh, he must
dude.
have been young. That was 20, it said 2000, so that was like 25 years ago. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, he was a frat boy just drinking beer and got fat and jacked, fucking doing steroids, probably. Fucking. Oh, chop now! Fucking
I'll see
lunatic,
if
dude.
I
Like,
can find the trailer and I'll try and drop it in here.
I mean, dude, the guy that pulls the 12 gauge sawed off the size of a pistol out of his fucking pocket and shoots your boys, you're gonna shit your pants and probably have a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit that fucking guy used to do. And he'd just have a fucking big old grin on his face. Wanna see a little more chop now? Huh? Nope. He just,
Lost
dude.
your video again.
Yeah, well.
You want to
Yeah,
wrap it
well.
up?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta go eat some dinner, some din din. Look at
Yeah,
that
go.
beautiful sky back there. Oh, that's gorgeous.
That is.
All
Go,
right,
go.
brother. Well, this was fun. I got some
Yeah, go.
Subway in the fridge.
Subway. I want to punch you so hard right now. Ah, it's a Friday night. How do you not have marinated steak? Did I not teach you, Greg? For
You're
fuck's
one day
sake.
off. You're one day off, but it is
I'm
the
gonna.
weekend.
It's fucking Friday, as far as I'm
Saturday,
concerned.
brother. Saturday.
No.
Steak. I don't eat steak.
Ah, yeah, that's why you're suspect. You
I
know.
did have eggs for breakfast.
Yeah, well, I'm still gonna fucking punch you in the face before I hug you.
Well, maybe I won't want to hug after
So that means you're still gonna get hugged and punched in the face,
that.
and then not get another hug. So perfect. All right, that works. That that math
Hmm,
works. All right.
this fucking guy. All right, brother. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, comment, rate, review, all that good shit.
Greg's the man. I hate all of you. Go fuck yourselves. But no,
Fair
thanks,
enough.
thanks.
Fair enough.
He
All right.
he
Love you, buddy.
yeah, love you too, brother.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right.